So this is going to be a full moon reading. The full moon is going to be a full moon in Scorpio, and it's going to start May 12th. So this full moon is about emotional release. It's about hidden feelings that have been buried down coming to the surface. As you know or may not know, full moons are particularly heavy. The energy that a full moon brings is heavy on releasing, letting go. So, some of you guys, for my feminines, for my female viewers, some of you guys might actually be synced up with this full moon and might be going on your cycle around this time. And so it'll be like a heavy type of energy for you because, as you all know, we're pretty emotional on our cycles. So for some of you guys, that might be what's going on. This is also a flower moon. The reason why it's a flower moon is because this is our spring moon. So, we've got things that are coming back to life. So, we want to kind of acknowledge that energy as well. The fact that things have been dormant, and this is a period in nature in general, just the overall energy of the planet right now is things that were dormant now coming back to life. So you want to keep your eye out for those kind of things. We're going to start with some signs and synchronicities, just some things for you to look out for as you're going through this full moon. The main purpose of this reading is to find out exactly how this full moon is going to impact your life. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about just I'm not just talking about what's going to happen during during the 12th, because the 12th is the day of the full moon. For those of you who are not familiar with how a full moon works, the full moon, it phases in and it slowly phases into another phase. So just the day itself of the full moon is not the only day that you can feel the effects of the full moon. You can feel the effects of the full moon days before the full moon and days after the full moon. And then, based on how you responded to the energy of the full moon, a lot of us might be making changes in our lives. Hi, Triana. A lot of us might be making changes in our lives, and these changes have the ability to impact the trajectory of our life over a course of a period of time. Hi, BK Phantasma. So we're starting with some signs and some synchronicities. Already you got the number 9. 9 is a number of completion. 9 is an indication that you've reached the end of a cycle, which is actually really on point with the full moon because, as we were stating, so you got each phase of the moon, the full moon is the last phase. Hi, Mia. God bless you too, Triana. So the full moon is the final phase. So as you are coming into this energy of finality, Spirit is saying that's where you already are in your life. You are closing out cycles. You are reaching the end of certain cycles in your life as it is. And so your energy is already kind of synced up with this full moon. Then I got musicians. So some of you guys might be musicians. Some of you guys might be dealing with a musician. Virgo. Some of you guys might be dealing with a Virgo. Some of you guys might have Virgo highly aspected in your chart outside of your sun sign. And then you got ask me out. So we're going to have to dig into that. Interracial relationship. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to put my signs and synchronicities to the side here. I got all my decks sitting over here on the side. I don't know if you guys can see them. But next I'm going to pull some of these. See what kind of themes are. You know what? No, not this one. I'm going to pull my starseed deck so we can check you guys' temperature. Hmm. Star family, you're a part of a team of souls. Call in support. So, a lot of you guys are, you have help on the other side, and they're watching you. And Spirit just wants to remind you that when you run into a dilemma, or even if it's not just a dilemma, just, you know, when you're processing your day, thinking about your day, considering your next moves, you can always ask for support. They're always there to help you. Okay. Star bathing, light body, crystal grid transmission activation. So it's getting nice outside. So when it gets warm, and for those of you who live in an area where the stars are visible, go outside and sit under the stars. You know, that light that comes down from those stars, keep in mind, you know how like the sun provides us with vitamin D and just other very beneficial elements to a healthy, happy, productive life. The stars are suns that are far, far away. And when you sit under those stars, you can grab information from the stars. It's not as potent as the sun, but it is still something to be gotten. And connecting with that energy might be beneficial. Thank you, Triana. So I'm going to pull some of these other oracle cards, get some other second chance. So there might be a reconciliation on the horizon for you guys with this full moon. Like I said, this full moon is going to bring emotions that have been buried deep. So you know how like sometimes you can fight how you feel about something, and then out of nowhere you just can't fight it anymore. Pay attention to what celestial phases we are in around those times where you realize I I've been ignoring how I feel about this, but I can't ignore it anymore. And for a lot of people, for either you or somebody that you're in connection with, around this time period, they may have been able to put up a brave face with you all the way up to this point, but at this point they can't take it anymore. They want to talk to you. They want to try to reconcile with you or to stop pretending like they don't miss you. You also got pride here. So somebody has been allowing their ego to steer some kind of aspect of their life. I'm going to dig into that to see if that's you or if this is talking about another energy. I got depth here as well. So yeah, these cards are pretty much on point. Depth is about diving deep, going deep into your emotions and really seeing how you feel, pulling those things that are buried deep and acknowledging them. Rejection. So somebody, you had to reject somebody. And that could be this person who wants a second chance. Abandoned. Mm. And then we got divine feminine here. So either you guys are coming up as a divine feminine, or the person that is on your mind is a divine feminine. Also, spirit could be urging you to get more into your divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy is about being in a state of receptivity, being able to receive. Distance. Let's pull one more. foundation, established family and security. So for some of you guys, this person that wants a second chance, you all might have children with this person and they want an opportunity to build a stronger foundation with you. For some of you guys, this is just about you being in a certain phase in your life where you're wanting to create a stable environment for yourself. This has nothing to do with another person. It's just simply just about you getting grounded and rooted and really just focusing on that root chakra energy. I've got the spirit animal deck here. You got the nightingale spirit and the electrical eel spirit. The nightingale spirit says love is all around. Okay, so that's about not just so for some of you guys who are going through a breakup, because I do see that here, I do see breakup energy here in this reading. For those of you who are going through a breakup, Spirit is wanting to remind you that love is all around. Love is not just an intimate connection or a romantic connection with a person. Love is in the air. Love is in everything. Love is in the flowers that bloom out of the ground. Love is in the oxygen in the air that you breathe. Love is the food that you eat to nourish your body. Love is the bed that you lay in at night. Love is the security that you built for yourself just out of self-preservation. That is love. Just because you do it because you need to do it doesn't mean you don't do it out of love. You do it out of love. You've created a certain lifestyle for yourself because you love yourself. And that just is what it is. So, and then you have the connections with people that you have in your life that you consider to be important to you. Those people, you love those people and they love you too. And when you feel like you're not getting love from one aspect of your life or from one energy in your life, then just move on to the other energies and let those energies nourish you in the ways that you feel like you lack. Then you got the electrical eel spirit. This one says, bring your ideas to life. That's love as well. Those ideas that you have inside of your head, that live inside of your body, that urge you every day to pay them more attention, those were given to you by the divine. And the divine didn't just give them to you just because it could or just because it wanted to. No, it did it because you possess the love that it takes to nurture that idea. And so you can pour your love. If this is not about receiving love, because some of us are givers. I'm a giver, so I understand this dynamic. Some of us are givers. And in the spirit of giving, when we lose the person that is the object of our affection, and we don't have anything or anybody to give like how we were giving to, what I found is that I would just have to give to the passions in my life, right? Instead of focusing on giving my love to a person, I can give my love to my passions. And so Spirit is urging you to do the same. Bring your ideas to life. It does take love to create life. Okay. Now I'm pulling from my ancestor deck. Let's see what messages your ancestors have for you. Gemini, you got the medicine guardian. Be open to healing information. So at this time, during this full moon, you might get information on how to heal yourself, not just in a physical way, but also in an emotional way, or even to heal the relationships in your life, not just romantic, but all of them. Maybe there's a cousin that you are at odds with, or a sibling, or a parent, or an aunt. Mm. So you got moon. See? Ain't that something? You got moon, and then you got take note of intuitive messages. Then you got shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. This is more on your gifts, more on your ideas. So a lot of you have already um, started to acknowledge the gifts and the ideas that you have inside of you. But something about this full moon is going to give you the initiative to start taking more proactive energy. And in that proactiveness, it is going to transform your little seedling into an actual blossom, which is interesting because this is the flower moon, as I was telling you guys. And then you got autumn, release the old and rest. Yeah. And like I was saying, full moons are about releasing so that you can start something new. Okay. Now I'm going to pull some career and life oracles. Since we're kind of going in that direction, Spirit is really talking about um, these desires of yours, your passions, your hobbies. Let's see what career oracles come out for you. Cultivation. You are in the growing phase right now, and you must continue to water the seeds that you have planted in order to reap the rewards. Signs. You are putting together pieces of the puzzle from signs you are getting. Pay attention to the coincidences you experience. Yeah, so for some reason, Spirit is calling my attention back to this medicine guardian. So I don't know if some of you guys are dealing with some type of physical ailment. Maybe you've got back pain. Maybe you've been having headaches. I don't know. But there will be little signs and little pieces of information. Hi, Dan. There'll be little pieces of information that Spirit is going to give to you um, regarding those ailments that you're dealing with. Harmony. It is important for you to have a quiet, peaceful work atmosphere in order for you to thrive. Working at home for yourself is best. So, some of you guys, these ideas that you have, this is not something that you can implement on a job. This is about something where you will be having a completely different flow of income that has absolutely nothing to do with your job. It has everything to do with you and what you want to get started outside of your job. So this will be something that you do at home. Okay, now I'm going to get out the tarot and clarify some of these cards. Let's do this deck. Okay. Spirit, what will be my Gemini's overall energy for this full moon? You got the King of Pentacles. So some of you guys are like really in your bag. You don't even need me to tell you this stuff. You are already like contemplating it. Spirit is just highlighting it because during this period, it's really going to stir up feelings of getting busy and getting serious about your projects. Spirit, what is this Ask Me Out card? Why did that come out for the signs and synchronicities? The Knight of Swords. Ooh. So there is somebody that you have been refraining from pursuing because you feel like they need to pursue you with the Knight of Swords here. More on that. Why this Ask Me Out card, the Wheel of Fortune? You feel like this person, you and this person belong together, basically. Second chance, the Four of Cups. Okay, so there is a person. There's also, okay, is this, let me ask another question. Is this second chance card also about this person that my Geminis want to ask them out? Or is this a new person? Ace of Swords. Okay, so the person that you want to ask you out is not this person that's coming around for a second chance. However, I see that if somebody were to come back asking you for a second chance, that you would be up for it. What is their advice about this person who wants a second chance, Spirit? What advice do you have for my Geminis about this second chance? Do not. Y'all will be having arguments. You got the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is about fighting. It's about conflict. So you guys will be fighting with this person. It might start off cool, but eventually the fighting will start back up. So that's A. B, the Five of Swords is a card about winning at all costs. So if me and you get into an argument, this is what this kind of looks like. If me and you get into an argument, you say something I don't like, then I'm going to say something that's going to hit you low. I'm going to say something that's not even on topic. I'm no longer trying to have productive conversation with you. I am genuinely just trying to hurt your feelings. Or like, let's say a fight breaks out and you get into a physical altercation with this person. Five of Swords means that this person will pick up a brick and bop you upside the head with it. They're going to fight dirty. They're going to do whatever it takes to win. They're not interested in resolving conflict. They're only interested in basically making you subdue. I don't know what kind of relationship you had with this person, but it seems like they were a little power hungry, even in the relationship. And that can look like a bunch of different things. It doesn't necessarily have to look like one thing or another. Okay. What is this depth card? That was quick. The Hermit. So some of you guys might be withdrawing so that you can soul search, because the Hermit and depth are pretty much, they just go so perfect together. That's a beautiful combination. The Hermit is about soul searching, and then depth is just what it is. Depth. It's about going deep within. So the Hermit is already about going deep within. So Spirit is just really emphasizing the Most High wants you to look for that God power inside of you. What is Star Family? Why is Star Family here, Spirit? The Lovers and the Page of Wands. Interesting. Oh, wow. You might be meeting somebody that like gets you on an extremely intimate level, like deeper than anything you've ever experienced with anyone. It might be this new person that, yeah, because what is your advice for my Geminis about this new person that they want to ask them out? The Queen of Swords. Okay, to stay level headed. You really want this person? Um, you really want this person? And Spirit really wants you to not let your emotions get the better of you. Head over heart. Head over heart. More advice on this new person. Seven of Pentacles. So the person, okay, so Spirit is trying to tell you that there is a lover coming. that is going to like really match your energy. They're going to be your perfect match. And they're going to really get you on a deep and intimate level. But it may not be this person that you're interested in. And it's definitely not your ex. It's definitely not your ex. Your ex is terrible. As a matter of fact, if the ex comes back, take it if it resonates. If some of you guys have an ex that, doesn't start petty arguments with you, you know what I'm saying, and you just had irreconcilable differences with this ex, then this specific message is not for you. This is for my Geminis who have an ex that they're always trying to be right. They never want to take accountability, but they always want to come back too. They want to come back without apologizing, and if they do give an apology, it's not a wholehearted apology. You know what I'm saying? And your spirit is telling you leave this person alone. It's not this person. There's somebody coming in for you that is going to complete you, and it's not someone from your past, and it's not this person who stirred this interest in you. What is foundation? Why did foundation come out? The Two of Swords. Oh no, wait. The Queen of Cups. Okay, so maybe that's the reason why that message about giving came out. Maybe some of you guys are givers like I am. Spirit wants you to give to yourself. They want you to spend some time giving to yourself. And for each and every last one of you all, that will be something different. Not all of you, not all of your journey not all of you all's journey will look the same as far as self-love goes. More on this Queen of Cups. Why the Queen of Cups for the foundation, Spirit? The Nine of Cups. Yeah, it's time to honor your own dreams. It's time to make your dreams come true. I think that for the message that I'm getting here, and this is a specific message, it won't be for all of my Geminis, but for a select few of you all, it looks like you have so much to give. And when you get in a relationship, you completely shift your focus. You remold your dreams to where they mesh with whatever dreams the person that you're with, instead of letting them take flight as if that person weren't in your life. And for some of you guys, you are alone right now. You're single, not lonely, just alone. And or at least that's how Spirit wants you to look at it. You're not lonely, you're just alone. And you have work to do. Sometimes when you got work to do, having other people around is a distraction. So it's time to make your dreams come true without the influence of other people's energy in your energy. I don't think you've ever, this is for a specific few, of course, but I don't think for the ones I'm talking to, I don't think you've ever really just cultivated your dreams while being in a space of complete and total solitude. And so, because of that, Spirit wants you to utilize this time by yourself because a soulmate is coming, right? And so, this is the work that needs to get done before they get here. You don't want them to get here and you didn't finish doing the work that you were doing, because then the dream that is supposed to be born, it won't be the dream that was necessarily supposed to be born. You get what I'm saying? You're going to get to your destination regardless, but it's about how it's going to look, how it's going to be, how fulfilling can you really make this thing out to be if you haven't taken out the time to truly nurture yourself, because you're a giver. Okay, what is to come in the future? So the world, you will be completing something. The King of Cups reverse. Okay, so I'm strongly getting that this ex is going to make a return. Yeah, somebody's got an ex that wants to come back. And let's do an outcome. I'm going to pull your wisdom of the oracle before I close it out, and some self-care. Queen of Pentacles. So you guys are just going to really be in your bag, but you got to stay focused. And you can't allow distractions to come in. You got something to cultivate. Let's do these. You got community and not for you. Okay, so when the community card came out, instantly your ancestors were like, yes, that's us. They want you guys to pray more. But with that hermit card, that's already what it was kind of giving, and not for you. That is talking about this ex. I don't know. This person might be very crafty. They might be very clever. They might be very charismatic. They might know have a really. They might be really skilled at making things sound good, is what I'm trying to say. So even though you know who they were, who they've been, when they come back in, they have a way of making you question, have they changed? Spirit is telling you the only thing they've changed is their approach. That's all they've changed. They haven't changed anything else but their approach, or how they appear, or how they come off. All they That's really all they do. So they're like, well, I wore that mask last time I came in. She trusted me when I wore that mask, but then I kind of messed that up because eventually the mask started to fade. So I can't wear that mask again. I'm gonna keep finding different masks, to keep tricking her and making her think, or tricking him and making him think that I'm different now. Mm. What self-care advice do you have for my Geminis during this full moon period? Okay. Look for fairies. And music. So some of you guys are musicians with that Signs of Synchronicity card that came out that said musicians. Some of you guys are musicians. All right. And then we have burning bowl ritual. So for some of you guys, you might have some things that you want to put in a burning bowl. If you don't know what a burning bowl is, it's just basically where you write out all the things that you would like to see a change in your life about, things that energy that you would like to remove. You write it on a piece of paper, you put it in a fire safe bowl, and you light it on fire. And you want to take it outside because you don't want to set off your smoke detectors, and you just kind of release that. And as the smoke releases, you kind of just picture yourself releasing it from your body, releasing it from your energy. Okay, so that was your full moon in Scorpio reading. Remember, the full moon will be on the 12th. And so just kind of keep in mind that things might be moving in a different direction. Some uncomfortable feelings might be coming to the surface, and I urge you to be open and honest and vulnerable with yourself about the emotions that you start to feel so that you can see positive change take place in your life. All right. I will see you guys next time.